Before we get on with the podcast, I'd like to mention that I now have 3 books for sale on Kindle. Recommended Reading for the True Conservative, Bad Democrat, and now Evil Liberal. All available for $3.99 or through Kindle Unlimited. Now, on with the podcast.
When you have a girlfriend, they just like see that open day, they're like, oh my god, let's fucking fill it up with shit. They just come at you with like one horrible idea after another. They have the worst ideas. They do. You ever get to this one, they'll be like, you want to go to brunch? You want to go to brunch on Sunday? And inside you're like, fucking no. You got to keep her happy, right? So what do? You agree? Yeah, let's go to brunch. What a great idea. Why would you want to sleep in on a Sunday when you can go pay $52 for eggs? Now you're thinking.
Good morning. It's Tuesday, Trump Tuesday, July the 21st, and this is The True Conservative. Welcome to all the butchers, bakers, and candlestick makers out there. I'm Ron, your host, and the only true conservative in the United States today. So today, after the Serenity Prayer and the patriotic song of the day, we will have Varney and Company and President Trump. All that and more when I get back. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I should not change, the courage to change the things I should, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Thank you, and now Varney and Company.
Thank you so much for joining us. Varney and Company picks it up now. Stu, take it away.
Good morning, Maria. Good morning, everyone. The president considers a dramatic escalation in the war. He says he will avenge the deaths of our troops. For a 10th straight night, U.S. forces hit Iranian targets. The Wall Street Journal says the Iranians have moved their nuclear program underground to Pickaxe Mountain. That's near Natanz, the nuclear site pounded by B-2 bombers earlier this year. The president is considering an escalation that would move the region closer to full-scale war. No surprise, the price of oil is rising on this news. It has hit $85 a barrel moments ago, $85 a barrel, up 2%. Gas continues to creep higher above that $4 level, $4.01, the average for regular. In California, you'll pay $5.51, and look at diesel, up another 4 cents overnight to $5.14 a gallon. It is up $1.42 from 1 year ago. That's not hurting stocks. The Dow Industrial is set to open 100 points higher, but look at the NASDAQ. That's up nearly 400. Tech stocks doing very well today. Bitcoin moving up $66,000 a coin, 66.4 right now. The 10-year Treasury, the yield there is just shy or right at 4.60. The 2-year still beneath 4.20, I think. It's at moving up to 4.22. On the show today, the president imposes a 50% tariff on most Canadian products coming into America. Trump says they are discriminating against America. There is speculation these tariffs are to punish Canada for the wildfire smoke. Politics. The replacement for Graham Plattner appears to be a far-left Democrat, Troy Jackson. He's all for abolishing ICE, a federal right to an abortion, and no support at all for Israel. But he's also raising concerns about his temperament. The Washington Post says he's known for a bad temper. Separately, there's a key Democrat primary in Arizona today. Socialist Kai Newkirk goes up against moderate incumbent Greg Stanton. If Stanton loses, he would be the 6th incumbent Democrat to be unseated by a socialist. In New York, Mayor Mandami doubles down on arresting Israel's Netanyahu if he comes to the UN General Assembly in September. The president says there will be no arrest. Tuesday, July 21st, 2026, Varney and Company is about to begin.
And that was Varney and Company, Nonprofit News Now. Back in a minute. Thank you. Now, you might wonder why you want to make a liberal fear you. After all, fear is often seen as a negative force in our lives. But the reality is, in the world we live in, fear is a tool, a powerful one that can be harnessed. And there are few people who are more dangerous, more manipulative, more insidious than the evil liberal. They prey on weakness, on submission, on your inability to stand your ground. Liberal manipulation often begins subtly, wrapped in charm and flattery. At first, they appear to be your greatest ally, offering praise and attention, making you feel special, as if you're the only one who matters. They know how to win you over with words, gestures, and actions. They can make you feel validated and understood. But beneath this veneer of admiration lies a darker agenda. The liberal goal is not to empower you, but to control you. They feed off your need for validation, using it to manipulate your emotions and perceptions. The first step in recognizing liberal manipulation is understanding their primary objective to maintain power and control over others. They thrive on dominance, and their approach is to undermine your sense of self while elevating their own position. It often takes the form of subtle put-downs, backhanded compliments, or emotional manipulation disguised as concern or respect. Over time, these actions erode your confidence, making you question your worth and abilities. The liberal's primary weapon is your own insecurities, using them to create doubt in your mind about your value and your role in life. A common tactic is gaslighting, which is a psychological manipulation designed to make you doubt your perception of reality. The liberal will twist the truth, deny things they've said or done, and even accuse you of being overly sensitive or irrational. It may make you feel as if you're losing your grip on reality, all the while maintaining a facade of innocence or rely on your judgment. In this way, the liberal disorients you, weakening your ability to challenge their behavior or call them out for their actions. The liberal often employs the tactic of showering you with attention to lure you into a false sense of security. This is when they shower you with the compliments early on. It's designed to create a bond, to make you feel as though they are the only ones who truly understand and appreciate you. The goal is to establish dependency. Once they've secured this dependency, the liberal may begin to withdraw their attention, making you chase after their approval. This creates an unhealthy dynamic where you begin to question your worth without their validation, and they hold all the power. Another manipulative behavior is playing the victim. The liberal may portray themselves as the one who was constantly wronged, often to garner sympathy or to avoid taking responsibility for their actions. This is particularly dangerous because it creates a scenario where they are not held accountable for their behavior. Instead, you may find yourself apologizing for things that are not your fault, further enabling their manipulation. The liberal uses this tactic to deflect blame, redirecting the focus onto you and your supposed shortcomings. They also engage in triangulation, which involves bringing a third party into the situation to create jealousy or insecurity. This could be another person vying for their attention, or it could be a situation in which they present themselves as the martyr, constantly making sacrifices. The liberal uses this tactic to divide and conquer, creating competition for their attention and loyalty, which puts you in a position of constantly trying to prove your worth to them. This can leave you feeling isolated, unsure of where you stand, and constantly questioning your place in life. The liberal may also use intermittent reinforcement, a psychological tactic where they alternate between positive and negative reinforcement to keep you hooked. One minute they may be showering you with praise, and the next minute they may ignore you or criticize you harshly. This unpredictability creates a cycle of emotional highs and lows, which can be addictive. You find yourself working harder and harder to regain their approval, which in turn feeds their need for control. The inconsistency of their behavior keeps you on edge, and it becomes more difficult to break free from the manipulation because you never know what to expect. Recognizing liberal manipulation is not always easy, especially when you're emotionally invested. The liberal's ability to project a false sense of normalcy combined with manipulation can make it difficult to discern what is really happening. However, once you begin to see the patterns of behavior, the subtle insults, the gaslighting, emotional games, you will start to recognize that their goal is not to support you, but to dominate you. Once you understand these tactics, you can begin to take steps towards freeing yourself from their grip. Establishing boundaries is essential when dealing with a liberal, as they thrive on pushing limits and exploiting weaknesses. They will test the waters, attempting to gauge how far they can go without facing any real pushback. When you fail to establish clear boundaries, you inadvertently give them permission to take more from you, both emotionally and psychologically. This is why creating boundaries isn't just important, it's necessary for your survival in any dealings involving a liberal. At the core of boundary setting is the concept of self-respect. A liberal sees those who fail to establish firm boundaries as easy targets. They will push, prod, and exploit your weaknesses if given the chance. This is why you must prioritize your own self-worth and refuse to allow others to dictate how you should feel or behave. Boundaries communicate a simple but powerful message. This is who I am, and this is how I expect to be treated. When you make it clear that you will not tolerate disrespect or manipulation, the liberal is forced to either comply or face the consequences. Setting boundaries requires clarity. You cannot leave room for ambiguity. If a liberal can manipulate you into doubting your own limits, they will take advantage of the confusion. For example, if you say, "I don't like it when you yell at me," but then allow the behavior to continue without addressing it, you send mixed signals. Back in a minute. Thank you. So the fact that ABC and NBC went ahead and decided not to cover President Trump's speech can be best understood not politically, but psychologically. This is punishment. They, as far as they're concerned, they're in charge. They run this country. They are the reality shapers. Although how they explain Donald Trump, I don't know. But anyhow, they're the reality shapers. They're in charge. They decide what happens, when it happens, and how it happens. Donald Trump is getting punished, but he's getting punished for something specific, not just for being Donald Trump. He had an interview with an ABC correspondent, or interviewer, whatever she is. And in the sort of the middle of the interview, he got up and walked away. He knew something was wrong. So that something, what she was doing and the way she was doing it was wrong. And he didn't just sit there and take it. He got up and walked away. And ABC News said, no, that's got to be punished. He's got to be punished, and he's going to be punished in front of the American people. And they think this is the best way to do it. Now, what is a solution to this is for the President of the United States simply because basically the news media as we know it now is obsolete. We don't need them. They're not necessary. There's just too many sources of information. And especially we don't need them if they're going to be partisan hacks. So the President of the United States should create, as I've said before, the President's Channel. Create a cable channel called the President's Channel or President's Network, whatever you want to do. And then he can deal with the American people directly. When he's got a speech to make, he makes it on the President's Channel. And this way, he goes ahead and confirms that which we've suspected for a long time, that the news media as we know it is obsolete. And then ABC News can try to punish him all they want to, and nobody's going to care. Back in a minute.
You know, a lot of people hate Trump, and that's fine. But if you're watching a news network that refuses to air the President of the United States, they're not giving you a chance to think for yourself. They're telling you what to think.
Thank you. Now a little meditation. And that was a little bit of meditation, alpha waves. Back in a minute. Thank you. Now, another one from Tony.
Gas station, no biggie, right? So I just had my first interaction with a red hat, right? A red hat. So I'm going in there. I want to get me a little brownie or something before I start my shift. And he held the door open for me. And I was like, oh, thank you. And he was like, no problem, sweetie. It's like, you guys are actually nice? Like, I thought you hated us. Like, you're nice people? You actually, believe in chivalry? Well, you look at that, huh? I guess it's not all of them. Oh, all right, then. See, I don't even know how to, act, because I was expecting, a hostile situation.
And that's Tony. Back in a minute.
When are people going to realize that there's no saving the black community? And I'm not talking about those of us that go to work every day, take care of our families, 2 parents in the household. I'm not talking about those black people. I'm talking about the other ones. The ones who have given us such a bad name in the last 40 years that we can't even go to simple outings without people being afraid that something might pop off. And you know what? They're right. Because a lot of black folks like myself, we don't want to be around that group of people either. Do you know that today you can lose your life for staring at someone the wrong way? Someone that looks like you. You can lose your life. In what other culture is that a thing? Our children are being hunted by each other. And no one's saying nothing about it. And I don't care what anybody say. You can call me all the Uncle Toms you want, all the bootlickers that you want. But to be honest with you, you're the bootlicker and you're the Uncle Tom, because at this point in time, silence is treason. And you're consenting to the murder and degradation of your own community. And people like myself that get on this mic and they talk about what's going on, we are the heroes. We don't get the respect that we deserve, but guess what? A lot of people are waking up and a lot of people are listening. You might not, but others are. The people that make a difference, they are. Just think about it. Over 78% of households are headed by black women. That's a problem. That is a huge problem. When are we going to start taking care of the trash that's going on in our own backyard? When are we going to start accepting the fact that we are creating a group of monsters that are terrorizing the United States of America and these inner cities?
At this point, I believe so-called ghetto black Americans are basically domestic terrorists. They are. Look at their community. Look at what they do in their own neighborhoods. They terrorize people there. They unalive children who look just like them, black babies. Yes, and each time a black baby is unalive, the so-called black community is silent until so-called white people are involved. Then they're outraged. Now it's racism. It's fake. There's no black community, and if anything, ghetto blacks are basically terrorists. They love to terrorize black people for fun. That's the truth. I wish people would have this conversation more, but for some strange reason, it's all.
And that was King Millennial and a guy called Ariole, Ariole Dejuste, Deujuste, from Instagram. Back in a minute.
Nothing worth doing ever came easy. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Never, ever quit. Never quit. Adversity makes you stronger. Don't give in, don't back down, and never stop doing what you know is right. They want to take away my freedom because I will never let them take away your freedoms. They're not coming after me, they're coming after you, and I just happen to be standing in their way.
When they couldn't beat him, they tried to bankrupt him.
President Trump is back in a New York City court.
When that didn't work, they tried to put him in federal prison.
Raided by the FBI.
When that didn't work, they even tried to kill him.
He just tried to kill President Trump.
Donald Trump still stands, ready to fight, ready to win, and ready to make America great again.
This is Donald Trump's house, brother.
This election, we all get to choose. I'm going to choose real American leadership and a real American values. The 45th and soon to be 47th President Donald J. Trump.
Starting on day one, we will defeat inflation quickly and we will make America affordable again. I will cut your energy costs in half. It's time for the working man and woman to finally catch a break. We are going to bring back the American dream bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. When I'm back in the White House, we will restore world peace, and it will be again peace through strength. I will launch the largest deportation program in American history. I will put these vicious and bloodthirsty criminals in jail or kick them the hell out of our country. November 5th, 2024 will be Liberation Day in America. We all salute the same great American flag. Our best days are yet to come. Together, we will make America great again. America is a land of heroes, a place where greatness is born, where destinies are forged, and where legends come to life. This is the home of Thomas Edison and Teddy Roosevelt, of many great generals, including Washington, Pershing, Patton, and MacArthur. This is the home of Abraham Lincoln, Frederick Douglass, Amelia Earhart, Harriet Tubman, the Wright brothers, Neil Armstrong, and so many more. This is the country where children learn names like Wyatt Earp, Davy Crockett, and Annie Oakley. This is the place where the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth and where Texas patriots made their last stand at the Alamo. The American nation was carved out of the vast frontier by the toughest, strongest, fiercest, and most determined men and women ever to walk on the face of the earth. Our ancestors braved the unknown, tamed the wilderness, settled the Wild West, lifted millions from poverty, disease, and hunger, vanquished tyranny and fascism, ushered the world to new heights of science and medicine, laid down the railroads, dug out the canals, raised up the skyscrapers. Our ancestors built the most exceptional republic ever to exist in all of human history, and we are making it greater than ever before. This is our glorious and magnificent inheritance. We are Americans. We are pioneers. We are the pathfinders. We settled the new world. We built the modern world, and we changed history forever by embracing the eternal truth that everyone is made equal by the hand of Almighty God. America is the place where anything can happen. America is the place where anyone can rise. And here, on this land, on this soil, on this continent, the most incredible dreams come true. This nation is our canvas.
and this country is our masterpiece. We look at tomorrow and see unlimited frontiers just waiting to be explored. Our brightest discoveries are not yet known. Our most thrilling stories are not yet told. Our grandest journeys are not yet made. The American age, the American epic, the American adventure has only just begun. Our spirit is still young. The sun is still rising. God's grace is still shining. And my fellow Americans, the best is yet to come.
This is a movement like we've never seen in the history of our country.
Wisconsin is Trump country.
And that's what this fight is all about. We're taking on the failed political establishment and restoring government of, by, and for the people. It's the people. You're the people. You won the election.
We love this country. We love Donald Trump.
Promises made, promises kept.
We support President Trump.
This is epic.
Donald Trump is our president.
With every last ounce of heart and hope and sweat and soul, we are going to make our stand. We are going to stand for liberty. We are going to stand for justice. We are going to stand for freedom. And we are going to stand for the sacred rights given to us by the hand of Almighty God. You joined our movement, the greatest movement in the history of our country. You protected your family. You defended your dignity. You recaptured your destiny. And you took back your country with that great election 2.5 years ago. We are one united movement, one united people, and one United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
You have always been loyal to this nation. Now you finally have a president who is loyal to you. Every day between now and November 2020, we are going to keep on working, we are going to keep on fighting, and we are going to keep on winning, winning, winning. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you. If I give you one message to hold in your hearts today, it's this. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider, because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. You must keep pushing forward. Our movement is about replacing a failed and corrupt political establishment with a new government controlled by you, the American people. The Washington establishment and the financial and media corporations that fund it exist for only one reason: to protect and enrich itself. In America, we don't worship government, we worship God. My administration
will always support and defend your religious liberty. There is nothing that we cannot do. There is absolutely nothing we cannot match. There is no challenge that you will let us down. You will never let us down. The people of Ohio will never let us down. This towering American spirit has prevailed over every challenge and lifted us to the summit of human endeavor. At no time before have voters faced a clearer choice between two parties, two visions, two philosophies, or two agendas. This election will decide whether we save the American dream or whether we allow a socialist agenda to demolish our cherished destiny. Your vote will decide whether we protect law-abiding Americans or whether we give free rein to violent anarchists, agitators, and criminals who threaten our citizens. And this election will decide whether we will defend the American way of life or whether we will allow a radical movement to completely dismantle and destroy it. Our radical Democrat opponents are driven by hatred, prejudice, and rage. They want to destroy you, and they want to destroy our country as we know it. I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
4 years ago, we took a wrong turn and lost our purpose. We lost the strength that makes Americans who we are. If we dared to speak the truth, it was called hate speech, and our values were labeled shameful. That's when everything we care about fell apart. We surrendered our borders, our paychecks, and our courage. Our patriotism was called toxic. Men could beat up women and win medals, but there was no prize for the guy who got up every day to do his job. Now we're being asked to settle for the way things are. And we're wondering if America can make a comeback. We can, because we've done it before. When we get knocked down, we don't stay down. We get up again. We fight. We fight. We fight.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message. What will we do with this moment? How will we be remembered? Look at the opportunities before us.
This election really isn't about the left versus the right. It's about we the people choosing our government and the choice between freedom versus tyranny.
Nobody has a chronic disease burden like we have. Why are we allowing this to happen to our children? Ultimately, the only thing that will save our country is if we choose to love our kids more than we hate each other.
What is going on here is deeper than politics. It is deeply spiritual. We are being called to rise above the hatred and the fear and the evil.
We need to remember above and beyond that we must love our neighbors, that we must treat other people as we hope to be treated.
You want to be a rebel? You want to be a hippie? You want to stick it to the man? Show up on your college campus and try calling yourself a conservative.
America is going to reach heights that it has never seen before. The future is going to be amazing.
Don't you want healthy children? Don't you want a president that's going to make America healthy again?
I come to you today as a former Democrat. I will be a first-time Trump voter tonight.
this country. And it's the people who are making America great again.
Thank you. This is Ron, your host, the only true conservative in the United States today, bidding adios to all the butchers, bakers, and candlestick makers out there, and reminding you that you're not neutral and that the government has no rights.